The suspect did take responsibility for the shootings. He said that early on once we began the interviews with him. He claims that these, and as the chief said, this is still early, but he does claim that it was not racially motivated.
As you know, I've been speaking about the brutality against Asian Americans for the last couple months, and I think it is very, very troublesome. But I'm making no connection at this moment to the motivation of the killer. I'm waiting for an answer from, as the investigation proceeds, from the FBI and from the Justice Department. So so I'll have more to say when the investigation is completed.
Our prayers are extended to the families of those who have been killed. And it speaks to a larger issue, which is the issue of violence in our country and what we must do to never tolerate it and to always speak out against it. The investigation is ongoing. We don't yet know, we're not yet clear about the motive. But I do want to say to our Asian American community that we stand with you and understand how this has frightened and shocked and outraged all people. But knowing the increasing level of hate crime against our Asian American brothers and sisters, we also want to speak out in solidarity with them and acknowledge that none of us should ever be silent in the face of any form of hate.
I want to mention the attack that happened just a few hours ago in Atlanta, in which several women were killed, including, we believe, 4 women of Korean descent. We're horrified by this violence, which has no place in America or anywhere for that matter. And I want to offer our deepest condolences to the families and friends of those who died, and to everyone in the Korean community who is shaken and deeply disturbed by this incident.
Wherever we get any reports of concern, we're going to make sure to have real strong presence. Of course, as usual, NYPD is assessing the pattern of what we saw in Atlanta, looking for anything that might tell us additional information we need to know here. We have to be clear that what we saw here is nothing less than domestic terrorism. I want to assure all New Yorkers, and particularly Asian American New Yorkers, that we are here for you, NYPD, and all New Yorkers will stand by you in this incredibly difficult moment.
Here in New York, it's taken the form of restaurant workers being punched in the face and assaulted, of someone being slashed on the subway, of a woman in Flushing getting shoved to the ground brutally and needing stitches in her head, of another woman having acid thrown in her face. I've called for the full funding of the Asian Hate Crimes Task Force. This is not something that volunteers can be asked to address. Some of these incidents were not treated as hate crimes, and that's unacceptable. The people in the Asian American community know that we are being targeted, and we need our leaders to step up and recognize the same.
And